Dia ngeloading. Loading bor. Ada sementara telat kita. Iya baru tahu ternyata di jadwalnya sekarang. Ini Indonesia lawan Maroko. Game pertama skor sementara 3-1. Kemenangan Indonesia dengan skor 3-1. Coba cek ya. Itu dia. Oke. Nice. Bata-bata baru. Indonesia nyerang. Ini makanya dream team. Kalau gol, bagus. Patah-patah. Gary. Oke, sementara 1-0 menang, bos. Kita menang 1-0. Kiri kan dia off ya. Sementara hasil lainnya ada Indonesia 3-1, Maroko, Meksiko lawan Poland 2-2, Jordan lawan Jepang 0-0. Wih, Jordan lumayan nih. Tadi bisa nahan imbang Indonesia 2-2. Boleh nih Jordan. Keluar dulu bola. kakak di sana, kakak di sana. Indonesia lawan Meksiko jam 5.
If you have a defensive set up, you're going to have to look at counter-attack, you're going to have to look at exploit wing play, really try and bring whatever attacking threat that you have to the forward. If it's a case of bringing your wingers closer in to get towards your forwards, you've got a bit more combination play. That might be what they need to really unlock their attacking line.
Well, it's not attacking two draws as you've seen there. 2-0 draws have been good draws over really strong teams, but you need to start winning if you get those vital points to progress through the quarterfinals on day 3 here of the competition. Well, we said we're bringing something new, and that was the heart rate. Individual players, we've got heart rate monitors on them so we can track them throughout the games. And Chris is going to give us a deep dive into this Brazilian style.
I don't know why they've trusted me with this.
It's got iPad and everything, it's very official.
Yeah, no, look, it's okay. I think, you just need a bit of a mix-up for him there, and you really realise it's not necessarily an attack, so some of the goals are coming through. Nice start for Brazil, chilled it out, okay, and obviously we can't score them straight away. Brazil were able to answer back, but after that, it's an absolute rollercoaster. It is, and you probably could marry that up with the chances and opportunities that fell by the wayside. I mean, it's a bit close to that point, which obviously is on the heart rate monitor, but I dare say would have paid into the part. Of course, when Bikin, you can see a little bit more agitated, a little bit more animated. He does play with that fire, and sometimes you do need it within esports and you have that passion that kind of really fires into you, and you're able to kind of bring it on the console. It really does play on that instance. Why they should be trusted me. Well, actually, no.
We've moved to first now. It's fine. You talk about amputated. Some players could be amputated wearing a heart rate monitor as well, depending on where it's placed. I'm not sure if it's across the chest, the chest strap, or if it's on their wrist or something. And if they're not used to it, that could be uncomfortable with.
That's it. I mean, you talk about intangibles, you talk about the fact that you're in Saudi Arabia, time differences from where you are at home. You're not playing on a couch. You haven't got the luxury of being in your bedroom or your living room. You are in front of the world, you're in front of the lights, you're in front of all the cameras, you've got all of those additional pressures. Like you said, if you've got heart rate on the straps, you have to go, am I okay? Am I alive? Am I right? Yeah, and that, it's just how quick it can get with those environments, with those children.
Italy now, Chris, chance to bounce back in the next matchup. They have Turkey, who have actually seen a big force record at the moment.
Well, I think it's really shown that there's no easy games here, right? I mean, we kind of came into this and we were expecting from Jordan, we really didn't know, and then they went on and got 2 big results. But every single game is really going to be difficult for these teams. So there is getting to the stage now, this kind of seems okay, you get yourself a win, but you need to make sure you keep getting those wins. No easy games.
No easy games, the next one's not easy either. Our featured matchup is Indonesia, the defending champions. Where's this going like this? Taking on Japan as well, the home of e-football in the form of Konami. This is a massive matchup, 2 massive nations fighting it out together here. And you've got the defending champions.
Yeah, it's the East Asian derby, but it's the one that really gets everybody going. The fandom of Indonesia, the fandom of Japan, it'll be an absolute fight in the chat. It will be everything that needs to be. And of course, if you then look at the 2 teams, it's a rerun of the Asian Cup final where Indonesia overturned Japan. There's a lot of history between these 2 nations, but this one again, it's just boiling on the surface.
You say there's pressure on defending champions, but how much pressure is on the likes of the nation of Japan, because they are the home of women's football. People then watch them and expect much more.
I would say so. There is definitely an expectation level there for Japan. But I think they probably invite that pressure on themselves, and then how do they deal with that pressure is up to them. I think they'll be looking for some improvement this year, to be honest with you. We'll like to see them grow a little bit. It's not necessarily too massive in the group stages so far just yet. So that's what they do this weekend. It's a hard test for them.
Japan, like you said, they didn't fight the pressure. They came here, put a statement out, we're aiming to win. But that's not a statement inviting pressure in, what is it?
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're not in it to win it, what are you competing for? I mean, again, I saw a brief chat that they had in their press conference they had where they were saying, we can't lose to Indonesia, we can't lose to Brazil. And this is that game. So now you've really put it out into the ether now, boys. You've now got to go for 4.
I mean, candidly, they can, especially in the group stage. I think if you're going to get your losses out of the way, do it in the group stages rather than the home and 3, potentially.
And they had the toughest qualifiers as well, I'm going to say, didn't they? In fact, they actually had to go up against the likes of Indonesia and Thailand, and in fact they came out on top, boys.
Yeah, and also the fact that nations that qualified last time, Malaysia, not here as a result of their qualification. As you said, it's a real hotbed in the Asia regions of just very talented e-football players, and as a result, there's been 4 of the very best on console that you're going to see this tournament.
Not just e-football in the Asian regions, I mean, they absolutely love esports, don't they? They are kind of nations and countries that put a lot into esports. The governments see them as actual sporting competitions, so and therefore they obviously encourage more players, and obviously the mobile connectivity is great as well over in those countries. I'm just looking at Group B because this is the group that we're looking at now, with the likes of Indonesia and Japan, and they're both actually sitting on 4 points. They've placed alongside Mexico, and they're on their way to go, but after 2 matches, they've both got a win and a draw.
Yeah, again, it's that. I don't want to say it's like the lazy start to the group stage, but it's always.
Just did.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to look for the words that a little bit better. It's always just that easing into the tournament, right? You don't want to necessarily go in all guns blazing. You want to make sure you just get steady away into the tournament. And I think if you've told them 4 points after 2 games, both those 2 teams would have been like, okay.
Well, the interesting wrinkle for these teams is that you have to remember as well is that the fixtures are split over 2 days. So if you don't perform on day 1, you are really very late and you're proper up against it on day 2. So every point they're gaining with us is a point or 3 is sticking worth so far.
Yeah, I feel like for Indonesia, maybe the kind of comeback was on, wasn't it, against Jordan? They were just warming up 2-2 in match 1, and then kind of really dominated over Morocco in match 2, 3-1 there. So if we're looking at form, they're maybe kind of playing themselves into it going forward here, opposed to Japan. They got 0-0 just a few months ago against Jordan, and then earlier on this morning we saw them with a 1-0 victory over a strong Polish side.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that if you took it on just goals scored, you go, Indonesia found their feet. This is a big problem. But again, the Blue Samurai, they know how to win games of football, as do all of the teams that are here. It is almost a football analogy, but it's true to all of them. They know how to win games of football, and between these what it's going to be an incredible watch.
We've asked the casters and our pundits for predictions once again. Indonesia taking on Japan. Should we see what they said?
I can't remember what I said.
Oh, well, it's up there. All just see now.
Well, we've actually got together. We both get there.
Chris has gone Japan. There you go.
Yeah, and I've done as easy as with Indonesia.
There you go.
Oh, it's just throwing these results in the
I think Mr. Dan is going to come and join us in a few moments' time as well, but you've gone Japan.
Yeah, look, I think just based on their qualification process, they've come through. They beat some really strong competition. Beating Thailand in the final. I mean, Thailand obviously have a current world champion. I'm going by proxy there, but at the same time, look, it's been a very mixed start for both these 2 teams. They predict this at the top of the show. I'm seeing Indonesia started turning it on. I'm going to speak to my guns. I was just the one to find out actually, right? We did have the prediction. We had our chat with the casters. Harry's sitting on the fence as per usual. I'm going to continue to be on one side of the fence there, but I'm going to stay with Japan.
Where's where are you back in Japan?
I
just I think that it's their time to get their own back on Indonesia, whether it's in the group stage or whether it's in the knockout. I feel like this is their time to just get their own back.
And this pairing you know each other pretty well as well, the Japanese pairing, right?
Yeah, Axe and Tess, they are a formidable duo, and they're able to kind of really put those skills to the fore. I mean, Tess has got his own skill moves, inputs that are named after him in the game that Tess people cancel, which I'm sure the community at home know all about. And it shows you the level of he said, do it here in the group stage and really set themselves up.
Do you want to see anything different from both of these sides now going up against each other than what we haven't seen in the two matches that we've already played?
Maybe we'll see a little less caginess from Japan. It feels as if they're not quite pulling the trigger yet. Let's see if they can start get into it. There's some times you would say that some teams maybe ease into it a little too much. You want to try and get some results out of the ACFL. Let's see when you're actually made up Japan, because we know they're a great team. We know what they can do. Let's take it down.
So that is Team Japan. This is Team India featuring Bill Boys and Elmer. Let's get a deep dive into these two.
I'm just so happy to be here. Now I'm new day to this country. I think everyone is living this. This is good opportunity. Last year we already won the FIFAe World Final. Every opponent will put their eyes on us. I think it's getting more difficult to if we can do this in 2 consecutive years, it will be a very it's like a common thing for us if the opponent doesn't want us to win, but in the end, Indonesia will come up as the winner. I very sure about it.
We're going to a match between two firm favourites that haven't had it all their own way so far. Oh yeah, hello. I'm on the cast view for the first time. Looking forward to this one. And 4 points each for these two.
I know, the only difference between these two teams at the moment is Indonesia are up by 1 on goal difference. But as we said, this is probably, in my opinion, the biggest game of the day so far. You have Indonesia as the 2024 champions, might just nearly taking that lead. And you've got Japan, who won the qualifiers for Asia East Coast Games.
Yeah, huge teams. You can see why Indonesia were such big favourites. Lovely interlinking play. Right at the start of the game, they start hot to Indonesia, but they didn't win their first game. 2-0 down to Jordan, made it 2-2 before a 3-1 victory against Morocco.
I think it was a disappointing start for Indonesia, especially coming in as the champions, as we mentioned. But both sides, the drawn one, they've won one, and whoever wins this game tops the group. And the two nations that are arguably the strongest in Group B, this is a very, very important game with 3 points is definitely needed.
Yeah, huge chance to make a statement for these guys. But so far in the first 8 minutes or so, it's been all Indonesia. Elsewhere, we've got a goal early doors for Brazil, who take the lead against Thailand, who are really struggling with it at the moment.
Yeah, I'm quite disappointed with how Brazil have been playing so far today, but nearly here.
Well, that was fun. He meant that, obviously. So if you get the goal kick, that's fantastic defending in the end.
I think what I love seeing as well is that we get to see the players' heart rate throughout all of the games. I think it's really interesting. I noticed earlier when Jordan were playing, the heart rates were barely going over 100. Whereas we look at Indonesia, they're both in the 120s. Japan got in the 130s and the 150s. But so far, this is quite an end game, I feel.
It is, yeah. Japan coming into it a little bit more. As you can see, as their heart rates rise, they get more and more into it. Lovely play there. They to get the ball out to the right wing. Real chance there. Beautiful back heel. Flash drop nearly off the post. What a goal that would have been.
Oh my goodness gracious me. I mean, I think we do need to see Japan be more aggressive with the way they're playing. But are we going to see a goal here by Jordan? 1-0. And Jordan really impressed me so far this tournament.
Yeah, completely. I agree. 2 draws and now 1-0 up in the third game. Really making a statement in this group. Currently in 4th of the 6th. Well, they'll be above that now. They've got this win if they can keep it.
They do, and they're a new nation this year. It's the first season for both players as part of the national team, and I think
for now. Let's have a look at Brazil, who double their lead against Thailand. So, building on that momentum that they had against Italy. And we'll put in too the Japanese box through Indonesia. Nearly getting that knocked down as well. Might be a little bit of a foul, kind of a nibble on the defender from the striker. That's another lovely back heel. The Japanese players, you can see they play together completely in sync. These back heels are getting from them.
I think 2v2 is probably one of the harder game modes as well to compete in, because you have to be really in sync with your partner, and I think that's where Japan do have the advantages, because they are really good friends outside of the game as well.
Definitely still the synergy as another ball is put through. It will be one there by the Japanese striker. Flick through, falls back into the centre as well. So Japan rode the wave at the start. Indonesia started off huge, and Japan built upon that. Morocco versus Poland.
So 1-0 up for Poland, which I feel like is something that they do need, because they haven't had the best start so far. They lost their first game, drew the second. If they can win this third game, it'll be a really important 3 points for them.
How did he put that away?
I don't know how this deadlock hasn't been broken yet.
It's true, it's not been a bad 0-0.
I mean, I don't know about you, Cole, but I'm sweating watching this game. It's all end to end here.
It is also very hot in here. There are bright lights beating down upon us, but thankfully we've got esports to keep us distracted. And a bit of e-football as well. And what a match it's been so far for Indonesia versus Japan. Living up to the billing for you at this point?
I think so. I think for me, as I mentioned, this was the biggest game so far that we've had. And it's, I don't know, I feel like Indonesia, they're the champions, you want them to win, but Japan didn't make it out of the group stage last year. And to go on to then win the qualifiers and now perform that they are so far, potentially breaking the deadlock here. Just like that, Indonesia 1-0 up. Did you expect Indonesia to break the deadlock first? Because for a while it looked like it was all Japan.
Yes, Indonesia started the game better. Japan definitely in the last 15 years have been the better team, but this pass right here changes that in an instant. You can see they get the ball in the centre. There are runners in every direction. The question is, can the assistant pick the pass? And look at this, through two defenders, onto number 26. And still at home, the goalkeeper could do absolutely nothing. Indonesia have now scored, what, 5 goals in a row, I think? No, they didn't concede the last game, so their goal difference is looking healthier and healthier there, and the win will be massive.
And that's just beautiful football right there. Again, it's the heart rate. But Brazil, 3 or 2-0, sorry. I mean,
What's going on with Thailand? I know good things about Thailand, but I'm not really seeing it so far.
I'm quite upset about Thailand. I mean, they've lost both of their games so far today. I mean, I've been to Thailand. I love the Thailand people as well, and I'm a little bit disappointed.
Me too. But there is still time, just in these group stages, plenty of e-football to play. You really think you run out of time, especially if you keep on losing, you get more frustrated. And each subsequent win gets even harder. Lovely through ball there from Chile to go up against Saudi Arabia, who just got a big point in their last game. Oh, that almost made it all the way through. Dangerous for Japan, but they survived. For Indonesia, sorry, they survived.
Again, Chile is another new nation that we have this year. They didn't compete in 2024. Both players only joined the national team this year, and what a showing it's been from Chile so far today.
Yeah, looking good. We're seeing these tables start to take shape as we go forwards now. Indonesia, this will put them on 7 points after 3 games. Completely shaking off the early disappointment against Jordan. Jordan, who are looking stronger as things go on as well. You know, we're seeing that maybe that comp wasn't as bad as it looked at the time. Going to be an extra 30 seconds now at the end of this one. Let's see if Japan could get something going. I think that was offside. The linesman went aside. Maybe he was saying it was going to be an advantage. I think he went aside for some reason. Either way, 1-0 last time, well played Indonesia.
That was a really good first half. I think that game can still go either way because both teams are so strong. The possession is relatively equally divided as well. I think it can go either way.
While they'll make their half-time changes and have their half-time oranges, we'll head over to Morocco versus Poland. The corner comes in for the Poles. 1-0 to the good. You can still hear that he turned the wrong way. It's so easy to see from this angle when you're not playing it. You think turn that way, but when you're in the moment, much tougher.
Definitely very sharper. And again, Morocco, they do need this win, but I mean, it's just goals on goals in every single game at the moment.
Oh, lovely attempt to the through ball there. the Moroccan striker, but Polo looking to counter into a misheader, not quite able to do it. So what we've seen in this game, Morocco just about on top at the moment. They're trading it. Can they pick the right pass at the right moment? They have the ball on the left wing. I'm liking this patience from Morocco despite being a goal down.
I think especially in age football, one of the most important things is patience. You can't rush your plays, you've got to take your time and attack at the right moment. And even though Morocco are 1-0 down, they're still keeping their cool really, really well.
Long games as well. It's a 10-minute half that they're playing in, so plenty of in-game time to make something happen, and that scared me. I think I've got all of these risky back passes to the goalkeeper from there. They seem confident that as a fan of football, I see that, and I'm sure you could see that exact goal about 50 times in my life.
I think if I tried it, I'd probably just score an own goal. But we're going to see Poland 2-0 against Morocco. This is going to be a big win for them if they do manage to hold on. They've lost one, they've drawn one. Could this be their first win of the day?
And that is why you play the ball back to your goalkeeper, give yourself complete possession, and from there the brothers knew exactly what to do. Winning that second ball, and then again that was the touch. It seems to be inevitable. It's that decision of pass, shoot, or just a little easy dribble past the defender. It seems to be a completely vicious way of attacking.
So we're back here to Thailand and Brazil. Brazil 3-0 up just as we're about to go into half-time. It looks like they're about to make it 4. Narrowly misses, but I mean, at least Brazil, I feel like they're finally starting to show up now.
Yeah, but Thailand are just dropping like a stone. Jinxed the reigning world champion. Here, to utter fanfare. Anyway, we'll talk about that later because there's a chance here for Japan. They've won themselves a corner. Still plenty of time left in this our feature game. A massive, massive matchup at the top of the table. It's not a bad shot at all.
No, it's not. And even the Japan players that we have, Test won the eFootball Championship for Barcelona and Axe did it for Arsenal. So it's two very, very strong players that play well individually, but I feel play even better together.
Still if they can prove that here from this corner. Taking their time with it, choosing the tactics to go forwards. They are taking their time rushing in right now. I don't mind that bit of gamesmanship against Indonesia. It nearly fell through as well. It is the chance Indonesia's counter. It's this opening. I think Indonesia could have done a bit more of that. That's been a bit of a safe option. You have the ball there on the front of your own box.
Ayo Indonesia, Jepang.
You could have picked.
I thought both teams have started to play a little bit more defensive, but Indonesia getting the ball back here. Are they on the attack? Can they make it 2-0 against Japan?
Yo Indonesia, yo bisa yo.
They're certainly shy, not a team known for sitting back and holding onto a 1-0 lead. So the 3-1 victory, they were back by last game, and instantly went down the other end of the score as well.
Nah ini.
Only through striker in.
Aduh.
Equalised. That's looking like a
Shoot.
long way away right now because the
Allah.
Indonesian striker took a touch and by then the goalkeeper closed the angle.
I don't know about you, Cole, but I love seeing the heart rates on the screen.
It is so exciting as well, especially afterwards when you
Saudi.
get to those exciting moments.
Saudi Arabia, they're just equalising, making it 1-1. So far, they've only had 2 draws. Are we hoping to see a win from the host nation today?
The draw specialist though, 2 draws against very good teams, and I think right now Japan will take a draw against Indonesia. Because Indonesia is defending solidly. Japan do come forward, and that pass will intercept as well. Now it's Indonesia are dangerous. It's pass up top, it's found one man. If he runs the right channel, it's blocked just about. That's why I love duo as well. The fact that you can have a field control player absolutely blocking the through ball. So much more to it, in my opinion.
Communication is so important as well in 2v2.
Susah banget kan langsung ya harus.
Italy make it 1-0 there. And I feel like every single goal, every about 30 seconds, we've got a goal in the game at the moment.
Exciting stuff here at FIFAe.
Awas.
2025 World Championship. Through ball over the top of Japan. Bikin. Gets through that one. Ronaldo was
Sabar dulu.
wasn't quite able to do so in the end. So another half opportunity disappears for Japan. In 70 minutes, that's the start time you start rushing. You were talking about patience earlier, or are they still right?
I think Indonesia are starting to play more defensive at the moment because all they need from this game is a win to go 3 points ahead of Japan. And I think at this stage for them, that's probably the most important thing.
Nice. Sabar.
Equaliser.
Wah, Mexico bisa selesai. masih group stage ya, Bor.
Takes back for now. Running out of time here between Japan and Indonesia. Japan, I think, will need some change. We're going to start this off. Yesterday we took that Mexico versus Jordan match, 1-1. Jordan the draw specialist, and they get themselves a win.
I hope so. I mean, I personally love an underdog story.
Bisa Jordan seri.
Coming into this, neither nation have actually played each other before, which makes it all the more exciting because then you can start forming sort of a rivalry between both countries. But Mexico here on the attack, can they make it 2-1? Very well defended by Jordan.
Ayan.
This very headed back past the goalkeeper that we saw earlier on from Poland. Why that's the thing to do, because it does mean you can pick where you put the next goal. Really isolate your opponents. Really isolate your opponents. Focus on your specialist players as well. Right winger, who's already a first goal in the draw. On the ball. Got Mexico.
Keren banget.
Volley! Off the post again! So close! Jordan's the line!
Meksiko gol bagus padahal.
On the counter attack, they are currently on 2 draws. Really hoping for the win here. Mexico on the counter, can they make it 2-1 here?
Keren Meksiko.
2-1 to Mexico. This could be their second win of the day.
Bisa-bisanya.
Very important 3 points if they can hold on to it.
Lovely finish as well. Knew exactly what he wanted to do when he had the ball in that position. A little drag back, find the corner, using the defender as a block onto the keeper as well. Japan has made some changes. Poor Ronaldo has been hurt. I'll be complaining about that in the press. Obviously, Japan's leading goal scorer all the time is Cristiano Ronaldo. But Indonesia, they're going to have the ball. They can take away a few more seconds as well. Long they go.
9 minutes left in game here. Japan really need 1 goal here to at least take away 1 point.
Yeah, they can chances. Give themselves opportunities. The final ball just never seems to be there for Japan. That's very surprising when we talk about the synergy that these two players have.
I think again that's the experience that Indonesia has during the champions. They know that we've got 7 minutes left. We just need to hold on and take the 3 points. So
Ay, dapat 3 poin ya, 3 poin.
especially that the goal difference is going well, but they are here through on goal. Again, well defended by Indonesia.
Yeah, no messing about there for Indonesia. Had a feeling that the Japanese player was going to try a shot there, so just stay still, stay strong, stay in the middle. Japan ended up falling straight into that trap. Indonesia battering away everything that comes into their half. Japan's taking it straight back. They need to get this quick over Japan.
Indo nih bos, oke
Of course,
siap.
every time Indonesia get the ball, they can steal a line. One taken it away.
They kind of, it's so far Indonesian tactic has been get the ball back and then just go for your back.
Ini dia, buang, oke, sip. Wah, padahal ini ngalahin mereka berdua pasti. Next. Seneng, boy.
Enjooyy versus Saudi Arabia. Take a look.
Who